One thing that I do know is I want to congratulate Grace Wells Bonner. Big up Grace Wells Bonner. What a fucking amazing news to fucking hear throughout the week. Big up Grace Wells Bonner. Hermès picks Grace Wells Bonner to design menswear. The British designer will succeed Veronique Nishan or Nashinian Veronique Nashanian as the brand's creative director for men's ready-to-wear, becoming the first black woman to lead a design at major European luxury house. That last line is kind of depressing, I'm not going to lie. Right, for all the great black designers, especially women that have come throughout the last few years and shit, for her to be the only and the first is like, ugh. But we rise, we fucking lift up our fist, and we're fucking proud and happy for our sis over here. Big up Grace Wells Bonner. This is really cool because there was a bunch of big jobs in fashion that a lot of people, myself included, felt like Grace Wells Bonner was overlooked for and probably should have been in contention for. But in the end, for her to get the Hermes menswear job is probably the perfect fit for Grace Wells Bonner, especially when you think about some of the campaigns, you think of some of the accessories, you think of some of the fabrication, you think of some of the fucking tailoring, you think of some of the cuts, you know, the casting. I think she's gonna kill it. And Hermes is like one of those type of brands where they never do too much on the runway. It's always kind of hits out the park for the most part. But in terms of it being culturally relevant, in terms of menswear, it probably isn't in the conversation. But they're obviously going to tap her in for that sort of thing. But what they're also going to get is a very, very accomplished designer. You know, so it's not just merely a thing of like, oh, we want you to get us back in the algorithm or to get us culturally relevant again, have the right people on the front row, have the right people wearing our brand on the red carpet, have the right people in social media pushing the product. No, it's still going to be that, but it's still going to be somebody who knows to actually cut, who knows to actually sew, who knows to actually design clothes, who knows to actually tell a story, you know? Like, and obviously the black side of things too is going to be fucking phenomenal. I cannot wait to see how that narrative is kind of weaved through, right? Being able to kind of look through the archives and find some reference of someone from, you know, a far-flung place that maybe repped or was a part of Hermes's history, and bringing that fucking person to the forefront, you know, maybe highlighting some products we haven't possibly overlooked or heard of. I don't know, it's going to be fucking amazing. I'm really fucking looking forward to this appointment. This is one of the appointments to get really excited for, and if I'm not mistaken, the debut is 2027 too, which I think is perfect because it gives her enough time to kind of get her feet under the table, get settled, iron out all the fucking wrinkles, and debut with enough time under her belt to put together a really strong debut and to kind of go on from there. No rush, no necessary. Move slow, move with intention, but then once you come out, boom, everybody knows what time you're on. But I'm sure most of you guys know what time Grace Wells Bonner is on regardless. But big up Grace Wells Bonner. The article courtesy of Business of Fashion says as follows: British designer Grace Wells Bonner has been named the creative director of men's ready-to-wear at French leather goods giant Hermès, becoming the first black woman to serve as a creative director at a major luxury house. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of this conversation regarding the lack of like women designers, especially black designers, because I feel like in general the conversation should be around inclusivity, diversity across the board. Because for the most part, most of the people that are getting these big jobs are white, right? Whether they're male or female. I think everybody else should be having should have the opportunity to put their hat in a ring too. So we get different flavors, we get different presentations, different final products, different inspirations on the runway, so that everything is not just the same, coming from the same point of view, coming from the same reference point, you know? So it's a bit, you know, whatever. But I do understand, especially with this current influx of new creative directors, how important it was also to have somebody from that particular group of people in terms of black women that was also represented. So it's fucking great to see Grace Wells Bonner doing her thing out there. So big up her. So it says Grace Wells, and also to be fair as well, as great as the brand is like on social media in terms of the Adidas collaborations and shit, I feel like she's also a bit of a quiet designer. So I feel like it's another kind of nod for people that just like put their head down and work, you know? She's got a very unique and very specific point of view, a very unique and specific way of telling her story, of telling a story, and that's what has been for the moment she burst onto the scene. And it hasn't really been a lot of games and antics and social media shit and crash outs and what I mean, attempts at going viral. It's just been really good product, really good fucking product. Season in, season out, collab in, collab out. Like that Adidas stuff sells itself. The Adidas line she got sells itself. So I think this is a real good kind of like tipping of the hat, dusting off of the shit of the fucking shoulder for those of us out there who are just working. No fanfare, no fucking gimmicks, no games, just working. And she got rewarded. Big up Gross World Bonner. But then again, I don't know what's going to be on the scene. She might have applied for all of the jobs. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Or she might have tried all of the antics. But so far, from what I've been able to observe, I feel like she's just been about designing great clothes. And she's been rewarded. We're probably the best job of the bunch. Or the job that probably suits her and her aesthetic, or her design sensibilities the most. I don't think there's going to be as big of a jump to kind of, do what she does at her own namesake brand and kind of filter it through into Hermès. Anyway, or give her interpretation of the Hermès codes. Wals Bonner succeeds veteran designer Veronique Nishian, who is exiting the company after 37 years. That's a good job, bro. That's a good salary, honestly. Big up Gross Wals Bonner. That's going to, I'm assuming, the access to the factories and whatever else, maybe manufacturing technique studios, and just the salary alone, I'd imagine, will also uplift Gross Wals Bonner. So don't be surprised if that namesake brand pops up. Hopefully she still does it. I've got a feeling she probably won't. Maybe she'll probably siphon it off to the studio and focus entirely on Hermès, but I hope she does try to do both at the same time and juggle them. I'm sure she's got a good team around her as well to help with that, but I cannot wait to see how this develops. Wals Bonner, who's a Jamaican ancestry, studied at London's Central St. Martin's before rising to prominence with her namesake label founded in 2014. Known for her intellectual, even academic style approach to style, her work has explored a broad range of references linked to post-colonial narratives and black diaspora through tailoring, sportswear, and lucrative sneakers and streetwear collaboration with Adidas. Honestly, I cannot imagine she does a three-way collab. Grace Wals Bonner, Adidas, and Hermès. Hermès leather on Adidas Sambas. Hermès leather on the fucking Adidas Stan Smith. Like, can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine if that's the case? Fucking hell. You know what's really interesting as well? Can I say this without it sounding odd? Does anybody else get the vibe that Grace Wals Bonner is like a black Margaret Howe? Or is that an insult to Margaret Howe? Or is that an insult to Grace Wals Bonner? I always get the feeling they're kind of the same sort of ilk in terms of who they design for, what stories they're trying to tell, kind of, finding a way to kind of display their ancestry and their background and clothing and shit. I don't know. I always get that kind of vibe from Grace Wals Bonner. A little bit of Margaret Howell about her going forward. Previous collection cited photographer Malik Sidibe's portraits of post-independence life in Bamako and 1970s West African dance scene, while incorporating craft techniques ranging from the Savaro tailoring to beadwork and crochet. Wals Bonner won the LVMH prize in 2016, followed by accolades from the Council of Fashion Designers in America, British Fashion Councils. In 2022, she was made an MBE for her services for fashion. Fuck, she's already got an MBE. Also, that's fucking, she won the LVMH prize 2 years after founding her label. Fucking hell. Wals Bonner started her brand in menswear collection before expanding into women's wear in 2018. She staged her first fashion show in Paris since joining the FHCM official calendar in January 2023. So it's been a slow build, isn't it? She didn't officially join that calendar until a few years later. Her collaboration with Adidas played a role in bringing the terrace sneaker back into fashion, with flat soled styles like the Samba powering sales off of the German brand, as well as showing up on the runway in recent seasons. Prada, Dries Van Noten, and more. Honestly, that Samba, man, like, it's transcended fashion. I think that's when you know you've hit it. There are people outside of fashion that like to wear her Sambas. I would love to know the sales figures. She must have killed it with those early Sambas, man. Nowadays, the collection, I'm not really the biggest fan of some of the silhouettes she's kind of gone for, but the earlier, those first few collections of Sambas, I can't imagine. Wells Bonner's designs were included in the Met Costume Institute 2025 exhibition, Superfine Tailoring Black Style, and she dressed Lewis Hamilton for his opening gala, and she also curated exhibitions for London's Serpentine Gallery and New York's MoMA. In a year of creative shake-ups that have seen most of the luxury fashion biggest brands change designers, the industry has been criticized for choosing to reshuffle familiar names who are mostly white and male. Hermès, a tradition-steeped company still controlled by a sixth generation of its founding family, may have not been the most expected place for breakthrough appointment. Exactly. That's actually a really good point, right? The fucking family still owned the company, right? And they decided to kind of go down this route. Go from somebody as a story designer, 37 years in. I'm sure Veronique has a fucking, very long CV in the industry, studied at all the right schools, to go for somebody as a hot new name, a black woman, is a real big risk on their part. I wonder, I think she's gonna kill it. I wonder if you're Jerry Lorenzo, are you a little bit annoyed by this? Because I know Jerry Lorenzo did some work with Hermès, right? He did a collaboration, Fear of God. I wonder if Jerry Lorenzo was doing a soft interview for Hermès, but didn't end up getting the job. I wonder if that collaboration that he did with Hermès, was that like a soft interview that never really kind of materialized? Because I kind of liked some of that stuff. It looked, of course, a bit samey than what he already does, but I did kind of like it. I'm not going to lie, some of the silhouettes, some of the quality you can see just from looking at the fucking lookbook images was fucking stupendous. I'm not too sure how much of that stuff actually made it into retail, but still, I wonder if you're Jerry Lorenzo, are you a little bit upset? Do you think you deserve the job more than the fucking what's her name, Grace Wells Bonner? I wonder. The brand does have history with tapping thought-provoking creatives to lead its fashion lines. The radical conceptual brand designer Margiela True revamped women's wear in the late 1990s, succeeded by the campy couture technician of Jean-Paul Gaultier, known for his inclusive representations of gender and sexuality. Christopher Lemaire cited workwear, postwear intellectuals and Asian martial artist Nadine Nadejivani, a brand's current women's wear chief since 2014, supplements the brand's equestrian heritage to create a modern vesture injecting sportiness, sensuality, hints of punk and kink. Yo, I cannot wait to see what she does with the bags. I cannot wait to see what Grace Wells Bonner does with the bags. I cannot wait, because I have a feeling if she kills it with the bags, it's going to be a wrap. Because I'm seeing a lot, big up fucking Adam Port, I'm seeing a lot of DJs now carrying fucking Hermès Birkin bags as their DJ bag, which is so fucking chic, so fucking cool. I'm definitely going to do that when I get to a level of being able to afford one. So I can't wait to see what her interpretation, her representation, her translation of a Hermès Birkin or whatever else it may be bag will be going forward, especially for men and shit. I forgot what the actual brand is, what the name is for the men, but I remember seeing Adam Port carrying one recently too. That was fucking brilliant. Meanwhile, Veronique Nashian has honed the brand's menswear image since 1988. Jesus Christ. Designing at one house since 1988 is fucking crazy. With forward-thinking, polished take on French nonchalance and integrating technical innovation and ultra-luxurious expression of craft in a trend-agnostic yet youthful wardrobe. The quote, Wells Bonner's take on contemporary fashion and craft and culture have contributed to a shaping Hermès men's style, melding the house's heritage with a confident look on now. Hermès General Artistic Director Pierre Alexis Dumas, who oversees the brand's various creative chiefs, got Grace's appetite and curiosity for artistic practice strongly resonates with Hermès' creative mindset and approach. We are at the start of an enriching and mutual dialogue. I love that line, bro. Mutual dialogue. I love that line. They're in it for the long haul. They're in it to see what she wants to do. They're really down for it. I love that. Soft-spoken and meticulous, research-obsessed, Wells Bonner has even publicly stated that she hopes to design for the house like Hermès one day. Yeah, this is the quote, innit? This is the quote here. Somebody posted this quote here. Big up this person. Big up Mario Abda. This is from a sister magazine. A dream of mine would be to work with a brand like Hermès or even a Savile Row tailoring house, as that is at the core of what I'm doing. So that was her interpretation. She was making her modern interpretation of what Hermes were doing on her level, and now she's gonna have access. Imagine, this is like giving people that don't have budget, you know. This is gonna be so incredible. I'm really looking forward to what she's going to do. Really fucking looking forward to it. Big up Grace Walls Bonner, man. It's a dream realized. It's a dream realized to embark on this new chapter following a lineage of inspired craftspeople and designers. I wish to express my gratitude to Pierre Alexis Dumas and Axel Dumas for the opportunity to bring my vision to this magical house, the designer said in a statement. Hermès has outperformed the broader luxury sector in recent years, buoyed by the persistent demand for its flagship Birkin bags, as well as more accessibly priced staples like the double bracelets and the anchor chain jewelry. Sales in Hermès ready to wear and accessories division grew 15% last year to 4.4 billion. And already we know Grace Wall Bonner is a fucking seller. I don't know how much her actual mainline sells, but we know she's a fucking seller when it comes to collabs. So I'm assuming, and to be fair, I do see a lot of people wearing Grace Wall Bonner out and about, especially if you go to Central or you go to certain kind of fashion parties. You do see a lot of people wearing it. I think she's going to be able to build on this easy, man. Let's just go for one collection recently. Let's go for spring 2026 menswear. All right, and let's also go for fall 2025 menswear. I think she's going to kill. I think she's going to kill it. I think she's going to be able to build off the back of what Veronique did. Easy peasy, man. Easy peasy. I can see her doing something with stuff like this. Like, come on, man. She's gonna kill it. She's gonna kill it. She's gonna kill it. Some of her silhouettes, her cuts, colors, again, some of the background and inspirations and themes that she comes with is gonna really give it the spice and the pep that it needs to really elevate some of these what you'd maybe seem to be menswear basics up another level. Some of the honestly, the footwear, the accessories, the styling is gonna be so on point. I cannot wait, man. I cannot fucking wait. And that's something that you're always excited to see, like quote unquote designers who get access to, you know, luxury houses and what they're able to produce at that level, you know, at that grand level, even when it comes to shows and shit. So I think she's gonna fucking kill it. I'm really fucking curious and eager to see her present, which I think is gonna be 2027. I think I checked out a video from what's his face, Fashion Roadman, and he said the debut collection is gonna be 2027, if I'm not mistaken. So we still got some time. This is some full 2025 pieces. Come on, man. You don't think she's gonna kill it? Like, she's gonna fucking destroy it over there, man. She's gonna absolutely destroy it. We're gonna have some amazing soundtracks at Hermès shows. We're gonna have some great fucking front rows, some great campaigns, some interesting activations. I'm curious to see what the social media is gonna end up looking like. What models she gonna choose to be her muse, male or female, they, them, or in between. It's gonna be so fascinating to kind of see this play out, honestly. So fascinating. Big up fucking Grace Walls Bonner. Rocking, great to see. Great to see. Coming to see what she does when she eventually gets her keys to the door. Big up Grace Walls Bonner. Big up Grace Walls Bonner. You're a legend. You're a G. You're a legend. You're a blood clot G.